So I'm looking at, let's see, let me come back here. So I'm looking at question number 33, and this is on page, oh, I don't know what page it is. It's the textbook exercises for number here. Well, let's see. I was going to come back to here. So let's take a look at this. So 33 on page, must be 86. Let's see, 87 it is. Okay, so see how this one's just like that, my open math assignment. Doing these textbook exercises will help you speed along the my open math exercises. That's my recommendation. You do it. I mean, I'm not saying doing every single one if you're not getting a distinct grade for it, but it'll help you out. So this is asking us to reflect 6 to the x around the x-axis and y-axis. So then what you got to think back, okay, so how do I reflect something around the x-axis? How do I reflect something around the y-axis? So these are about shifts. And then keep scrolling down, still get a horizontal shift. And then we get in our textbook, we start seeing reflections. All right, so that's what a reflection is when you're shifting it around the y-axis or x-axis. So they've got a little bit of these little quickie notes here. If you want to reflect around the x-axis, around the horizontal axis, you stick a negative in front of the function. If you want to reflect around the y-axis, around the vertical axis, you stick a negative inside the function. So if you take a look at the answers from the textbook for 33A, reflecting around the x and the y, I would have stick the negative outside the function, and then I would have stick the negative inside the argument. See how it says 6 to the x, so the argument is the x. We're raising 6 to whatever power. So that's my argument. So inside the argument reflects around the y-axis, outside the function reflects it around in front of the function, it'll reflect around the x-axis. Then reflecting it about the x-axis, shifting it left 2 units and 3 down. So see how they've got the negative in front of it? So that takes care of that. And then what you got to remember is for the shifts, we're going back up in chapter section 451. So horizontal shift is inside the argument, and it's always a plus or a minus because you're adding it. The adding doesn't change the shape or the direction. It just changes where it is located. So a translation is what we can call it. It's another name for it. So you stick that inside, and again, the general form is, let's see, do they have that here? Would they have that here? Let's see. Well, I guess I can go right and write it. Here's what I usually do when I explain this stuff in class. I always write AF of B times X minus H plus K. So this is left right. This is up down. And remember, the left right changes signs. The B helps me do a horizontal stretch or compression. And if B is negative, that's the reflection on the x-axis, y-axis. And the number in front is the vertical stretch or compression. And if A is negative, it reflects around the x-axis. So since we want to reflect it around the x-axis, you see how A is negative. And then we want to move it left 2. So I stick -2, and you see how -2 turns to +2. And then down 3, the K, if it's positive, K moves it up. If it's negative, K moves it down. So see how that works. So I'm going to ask you to do this on the exam next week. In fact, I'm going to ask you to do it in terms of F. It's some weird function. So hopefully that helps. So my recommendation is go ahead and maybe I should point this out to where you can see these. If you go into Canvas and then go to the course and go to modules, and in the week, so like this is week 2, right? If you go to the week 2 overview, tell you what's going on this week, and see these are the suggested odd exercises from the book. Now I wouldn't do them all. I mean, if it's easy, why do it? All right, that's busy work. But if it's something in my open math that you can't do, I would go take a look in the book and try those questions. Now, all of these odd numbered exercises have worked out solutions. Here, I've got it. I think I've got them in the course, but if you do open pre-calculus, open textbook, pre-calculus, it should take you, or at least I've been doing it so many times, it takes me automatically here to this. If you want, you can say lip in pre-calculus, open text or something like that. And there's all those detailed solutions. So you can get them for the whole book, or you can get them by chapter. Okay. And all those odd exercises are worked out there. And if their problem requires some thinking, they're going to show you the work. This one, yes, there's some thinking, but they kind of just giving you the answer. So hopefully that helps. And if you need some help, give a yell, go make an appointment with me. And remember, you can find an appointment with me if you go to the home front page of the course. I've got that link right there. And you've also got the tutoring.com if you want to talk to somebody there too. Yeah, the tutoring.com, you'll see that. And usually they have somebody available 24/7. Okay, so let me know what you need.